Hi guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty, or welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. So for today's video I'm going to be trying out some new to me makeup. It's not new to the market at all, but they're things that caught my eye and I just wanted to try out. One of them is a Shiseido Foundation, so we're going to be trying that out. It's the Synchro Skin Refreshing Foundation. Also picked up a lipstick by them, and then I've got a couple of the Pat McGrath Divine Bronzers to try, so they're fairly new. And whilst I placed the Pat McGrath order, I also ordered the Intensifies wand as well, because I wanted to try that out with one of the Motherships. I'm going to use the Moonlit Seduction Mothership palette today. Used it once in my own time, never on camera, so kind of a luxury get ready with me today really. But without further ado, let's scoot you in and we'll get started, and I'll show you the products up close and we'll create a full face of makeup together. Okay, so before we get into the makeup look, just going to talk a little bit about why I picked up this Shiseido foundation. So I've been using my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk for a long time. I wanted to buy a backup of it, and I was going to do that, and then this caught my eye, but there's a reason why. I was looking for SPF to take on my holiday, and I get through a lot of face SPF, being the shade that I am, and I hate to see my freckles poking through. I know everyone loves their freckles, but I really try to keep that pigmentation away from my skin really. Like, if you want to paint them in, that's fine, but I really don't want like too much more sun damage. I've got a lot of freckles from years back when I wasn't so careful. So these days, this is the product that I use, and I get through a ton of this, and it costs £10, and it is really good. It's factor 50. It's dark spot kind of minimising. It's really good. So this is by Nivea. It's called the Dark Spot Control, and I buy this in Boots. But it is very small. This is 40ml. So as I said, I get through a ton of it. And I was just perusing Instagram like you do, and I saw that Charlotte Holcroft got a bit of a Q&A going on, and somebody had asked her what's her favourite SPF for the face to go under makeup. And she said about this one by Shiseido. And it's this one here, the Expert Sun Protector, and it's massive. It's 150ml, it's 50 SPF, and it's for face and body, but I'm going to use this one specifically for the face on my holiday. Away for 2 weeks, I'll probably get through the whole of this just on my face while I'm away. As I say, I'm obsessed with trying to keep the sun off my face. So yeah, pick this up. But not only that, it came in this gorgeous like neoprene bag. It's like got summer across the top there, summer forever I think it says. And then in the bag you'd got the SPF that I've shown you, but you also got free the After Sun that's for face and body as well. This is quite smallish, but it's 75ml. I think that's enough for After Sun. I never really get through as much After Sun. So both of these together, including the bag, only came to £29, but I've got almost 4 times as much product as I do in the Nivea, and I've got the bag and the After Sun as well. So I bought that. That was on John Lewis's website. Might not mean anything to you if you're in the US, but it's a department store in the UK. And so I had a look then on the Shiseido site. It was cheaper on the John Lewis site, and then I was like, oh, let's have a look and see what else they do. And they got an offer, and if you spend over a certain value, you got a free skincare set as well, which is this little cute thing. It's this little bag. It's supposedly worth £40. It's tiny though. Inside there's 3 products. There's this little cleansing foam in a mini little size. There's a wrinkle smoothing cream. Could definitely do with some of that. And then there's this product which I think is just like a serum. Not really sure how to use that. I'm not a skincare person at all. And I was joking with my friend Kerry that the only thing I ever do is put moisturiser on, and I wash with pear soap, and I don't even drink water, I drink coffee and wine. So I'm quite lucky to have the skin that I do. I think genetics plays a big part, but I do absolutely nothing to look after it. So I'm quite excited to try these out and to take these away on my holiday. I think they're the perfect size for that. But I love a bargain, I like to get something free. But to get to the spend limit then, I needed to buy a couple of other things, and I was like, okay, I need a new foundation, or I was going to buy a backup of the Giorgio Armani. Let's see what the Shiseido one is like. And what is so cool about this is on the Shiseido website, they've got one of those features where you can upload a photo of yourself and then see yourself wearing the foundation, because I find buying foundation online impossible. I don't know what my undertone is. I'm quite pink toned, I think, but I'm never sure. And when they have like 50 shades of foundation, I'm lost. Like back in the day, like in the 80s, it used to just be like 3 or 4 shades in the drugstore for me, and it'd mainly be like porcelain or whatever was the lightest, porcelain or ivory I would go for. But now there's so many different ones. But I uploaded the photo, decided to get this one, and this is in the shade 150 Lace. And it's in a glass bottle, super, super nice. It is quite expensive. I think this is about £38, but I just like luxury foundation way more than drugstore, so I think it's worth splurging on it. It lasts ages, I think, foundation as well, so it is worth it. And at the same time I picked up this lipstick, super gorgeous packaging. But what attracted me to the lipstick, not only the colour, but how like precise the point is, which is always good for me for creating a lip line, or a bit more of a false lip line because I've got quite thin lips. So yeah, really excited for that. So as I say, I have got the bronzers by Pat McGrath as well. We'll get to those as we get to them. Been talking for way too long, so I think we should just jump straight in with the foundation. So the claims on the bottle for this is it self-refreshes non-stop. Not sure about that. And it resists heat and humidity and motion, and it's 24-hour wear. I never wear my makeup for 24 hours, but it's a medium buildable coverage, and I've watched a few reviews of people my kind of age and it doesn't seem to sink into lines too much. So together with the fact that it's a nice colour, and also that it's a beautiful glass bottle, and that it should work on my aged skin, this is what persuaded me. So it's a twist kind of top to it, and then a pump on the top there. Oh, it's very liquidy. Oh, this is super liquidy compared to the Giorgio Armani. But I think the colour is going to be absolutely perfect. I had quite a lot of fun with that feature on their website as well, because I coloured myself every single shade and some of them were hilarious on me. Like just too pale, too yellow, too dark. I always like to apply my foundation with a brush and sort of a stippling motion, but a paint it down kind of motion at the same time. This is more full coverage than the Giorgio Armani straight off the bat, which I'm kind of happy about. I still like to see my skin through, so I don't like to go for completely full coverage. It just looks like a mask to me. But the main reason why I don't go for more of a coverage than I do is because at my age it just really sits in these lines, these marionette lines. Just horrible. I hate those lines. Well, I think these ones are the marionette, aren't they? But those particular ones there, not my favourite. And particularly not if it starts sitting the makeup in there, because it just really accentuates it. But that's such a good colour on me. Looks super shiny at the moment. I've just got some LMS moisturiser on underneath. I never use primer and foundation. Maybe I should, but I just never have. Don't know if I needed as much as I've put on, but I do like that you can see my skin through it. I think it's going to be glowy enough, because I didn't know if it would be too matte for me. No, I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to wear this makeup all day, and then I can leave a pinned comment and let you know how I get on, whether it'll break up on me. I do have a bit of an oily T-zone, sometimes that happens. I always powder my foundation down. I know some people leave their foundation. I can't stand the feeling of being sticky, and I don't want to be quite as shiny as this has made me either. So just using my normal MAC powder. I stopped using loose powder quite some time ago because, again, it will settle really badly into my fine lines and just doesn't look attractive, to be honest. My husband says, has Blue Circle delivered again? Because Blue Circle's like a cement company. He says it just looks like I've got cement on that's cracked. He's so nice. I should have put concealer on before I powdered, forgot that. Don't have a new concealer. I'm just going to use my Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. I like this because this colour C3 again has got that pinky tone, but I need to see if I can find myself another concealer. But the reason I was using this concealer really was to hide my freckles, and I've got like a bit of hyperpigmentation there on my nose. but that foundation's covered it really well, so I might not actually need to use so much concealer anyway, which is always a good thing, I think. Today I've just ordered some brushes from BK Beauty. Never bought any like high-end brushes until I bought the Singe ones from Angelica's new brand, and I've always had my eye on BK Beauty and everyone speaks so highly of them, but they've got a sale at the moment, a code for, because it's Mother's Day I believe in the US, it's not here, we've already had our Mother's Day, but the code gets you 20 to 30% off depending on the product. So I've ordered some face brushes, only a couple of eye brushes, mainly face brushes. They're a pretty good value at the moment. Alright, I've been obsessed with this. You've seen me use this if you've seen my Get Ready With Me, but this is the Butterfly palette from Hourglass. Just going to use that powder just as a finishing powder. I love how this kind of blurs any imperfections on the skin. It's just really, really lovely. One of the brushes I got from BK is a small brush that can fit here under the eyes, because all the brushes I've got, even like this one I'm using now, they're all a bit too big, and I like to be quite precise with my makeup application. We'll come back to that Tiger palette because I want to use one of the blushes out of there that I've not used. Right, just going to hop off camera just quickly to do my brows with the Infinity palette from LH Cosmetics. Same routine I always do. Okay, brows are on, so we're ready for bronzer now. The packaging on these bronzers, just stunning, again from Pat McGrath. I love the outer packaging, always keep it. Now, she had bundles of 2 shades of these, and I went for the second bundle in, so not the very lightest one. So I've got the shades Bronze Dawn and Nude Honey. So this one's Nude Honey, quite warm toned, but still quite pale. I think it's going to work well on me. And this one's Nude Honey, a lot more cool toned. I think it's going to be good for contour. So I think that might be the one that I use today. I'm more of a contour with bronze girl than I am like bronzing on my forehead and whatever. So the brush I'm going to use today is this one by Sigma. It's kind of got an angle to it. It's the Soft Angle Contour F23. This brush is good because it does a lot of the placement work for you. You can just basically stipple it on. And I'm hoping with this bronzer it'll be kind of buildable, so it's not like too scary off the bat and then you can build it up, but that's really nice actually. This brush is great, as I say, for a diffused kind of contour. Like not too sharp, but as I say, it does a lot of the work. You can just press it into like the hollows of your cheeks. I think that's a really, really natural, really nice. I'm going to be brave and put a little bit on my hairline as well. I always think I look a bit crazy with bronzer on because I am so pale, but we're going to try. Actually, it's not too bad. Prefer it on the cheeks than I do on my forehead. I'm just not used to seeing myself bronzed. And I think that's quite a good colour, particularly on the cheeks. Love how it's contoured out the cheeks there, but it's warm enough to be a bronzer, but still good enough as a contour. So for blush today, I'm going to use the Butterfly palette. I'm going to use this shade Soft Flush. I've not used this one before. I've used Sunset Glow, which is this one, but not Soft Flush. We're going to use that today. I'm just going to concentrate that more on the apples of my cheeks. Kind of bring it down. And that's got a pretty glow. I love these Hourglass powders, so good. Okay, and I'm just going to melt this into the skin a bit with this bigger brush. So for eyeshadow, we're going to go in with the Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction palette. So this is the shades we're working with. I'm going to do a pretty neutral look, so I'm going to go with these 2 shades and probably this one on the lid, I think, so I can try out the Artistry wand. Haven't got a new primer, so just going in with the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot. Got quite a significant dip in that though, so we'll need to treat myself to a new one. I've been considering the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer because everybody seems to rave about that. But I don't know if that's going to be, like, I like quite a firm consistency. Like, I like the Sigma eyeshadow base. Might buy another one of those actually. I do like this. I like quite a dry formula for my eyeshadow base really, so that it dries down fairly quickly, but then I use my powder for my eyeshadow to set it. I never set my primer as such, but I don't want it too kind of tacky. So we're going to start with this shade here through the crease. I'm going to take that on a Singe EO3. Oh, I think that's going to be quite pinky. I was hoping it was going to be a bit more neutral than that. It is quite pink. All of Pat's palettes are so pink, aren't they? Everything she does has got pink in it. I'm just taking that from inner to outer, just a diffuse wash of this colour. I don't know if you guys, if you're into Pat McGrath, have you seen she's teasing pictures and with the hashtag inspiration, which is normally when she's about to drop a new product, and I think it will be another Mothership. But disappointingly, the pictures are pink, and I'm like, please don't be another Divine Rose. We've got 2 Divine Rose palettes. She just overdoes the pink, in my opinion. It'd be lovely to see some different colours from her. I don't know exactly what I'd like to see from her, but I know to sell in the sort of quantities you probably need to, most people prefer neutral makeup, and the Mothership palettes are expensive, so I don't think you're ever going to see a really colourful Mothership palette, not to the sort of level of colours that everybody likes that's into the makeup from the indie world. But it would be nice that it wouldn't just be predominantly pink, although there was some blue in the picture as well, so you never know, we might see some blue. Just going to take that same shade onto the lower lash line as well. Not going to be doing anything complicated with this look really. I wanted quite a neutral look. I've been enjoying neutrals just lately. I have 2 makeup styles, either completely crazy and colourful with graphic liners and all sorts going on, or neutral makeup. They're my 2 favourite things at the moment. But having said that, we need some intensity in the look, so we're going to go in with this shade next, and a Singe EO4. I'll just work that into the outer V and through the crease as well. Turn that on its tip just to work that through the crease. And I want to join it just in this outer corner, just for a bit of smokiness there as well. I like this brush for being a multitasker, like you can pack on colour in the outer corner, but then you can turn it on its edge to take through the crease as well. Just going to go back into the original shade. I just want to just go up just slightly higher. Just because we're going more neutral, we can still be bold, can't we? Just going to go into this shade here as a brow bone highlight. I'm just picking up the very tippy top of my brow there. It's a perfect champagne sort of shade without too much sparkle to do that. Then we're going to go in with this artistry wand. So this just clicks up from the bottom to dispense product. It's quite waxy on the top, I think. I always use NYX glitter primer, but I thought this might be easier because of the shape of it, and that you can do it directly out of the packaging. So I'm just applying that, and then I think we'll go with this shade here actually for the lid. I'm just going to go for 1 lid shade today. Picking that up on the Singe EO1 and just packing that all over the lid where we put that artistry wand. I like that the artistry wand isn't quite so sticky as NYX glitter primer, but it is still holding this shadow. I'm not getting fallout from it. Bridge the gap between the matte and the shimmer. I'm just going to go into this shade. Just going to flip the brush over and just apply just a tiny bit of that there. Yeah, I think that's helping just to smooth the transition between the two. Quite a nice bronzy sort of shade. Inner corner highlight going in with that same shade we used on the brow bone. Right, so that's the look to this point. Just gonna hop off camera for mascara, something in my waterline, and I'll apply the lipstick from Shiseido, and I'll be back with the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. Really love how it's turned out. I'm really getting into neutrals just lately. I don't know what's going on with me, but I just really think they suit me. I look quite pretty in them, and it's nice to feel pretty now and again. And I don't always feel like I look that pretty when I do my kind of bold and out there looks, although I love the creativity of it. It's nice to do both. I really enjoy both, and that's what's so great about makeup, isn't it? But to finish off this look, I've gone in with Black Core by LH Cosmetics in my waterline. Just wanted to keep things nice and black and smoky there. And then I've created a little baby wing with the Illamasqua gel liner that I usually use. Used Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, which is my favourite at the moment. And then gone in and finished off with the lipstick, of course. And it's called TechnoSatin Gel Lipstick. It has got quite a gel-like kind of formula to it. Like, it's creamy. It's not going to set down at all. It'll probably come off on coffee cups and whatever, but it's beautifully shiny, and I love that tip to it that allows you to get super precise. So it's really nice, and it's got one of those like magnetic tops that I always love, and I love how beautiful it is in this red. Red is my favourite colour. So the foundation then, love the bottle. The only thing I don't like about it is that it does say on it that you need to clean off the top, because I had quite a lot of makeup around that when I turned it to turn it off. Other than that though, it feels heavy and expensive, and I think the colour is just the perfect shade for me. Like, normally you can always see like the join between my neck and my face. I don't think I've ever had the perfect shade for me. And I think the Luminous Silk in shade 5 was pretty good, but I think this is literally my perfect skin colour at the moment. And I can always bronze it up more for summer as well, so I think this is going to be perfect for me in that way. It's a lot more runny, liquidy than I'm used to, but that's not a problem. It's spread out really nicely, applied nicely. It still felt very, very tacky though. So you definitely want to set this one with powder, otherwise it's going to come off on your fingertips, I think, and I don't like that. But having said that, now I've set it down with powder, it's got that luminosity and shine which gives that youth to the skin. I don't like matte foundation because it just sets in all my creases and just looks like a mask. My husband's right, I look like I've got a cement that's dried, or like a face mask that's cracking. It's just not pleasant. But this, I can't see that it's settling at all in those lines. Yeah, if it wears well, I think I've found a really good option for me. As I say, this foundation came out about 3 years ago. It's not new, but it's new to me and I'm pretty excited. And then the bronzer in Nude Honey. It's a really good shade for me because it's got that like shadow to it, like contour. It's not too warm toned. I don't ever want to go too orange. And I've got to get used to seeing myself bronzed. I'm not used to doing it. I'm not very good at applying it really. But I think a brush like I use really helps you to get into the hollows of your cheeks if you want to use it as contour. I think it's the perfect shade for that. As I say, I've got Nude Dawn as well. I'll have to use that in another video because I didn't want to apply both in this video. But yeah, I really love how the makeup look came out, and I hope you perhaps like this kind of video where I'm trying things from different brands and not just trying eyeshadow, and trying some face products as well, because I really want to get a bit more into face makeup. I've got so much eyeshadow and I never invest in quality face makeup. And as I say, I like higher end luxurious kind of products for face makeup. So yeah, I want to get into that a little bit more. But thank you for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, I hope you might consider subscribing before you go. But other than that, guys, hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.